Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to the NoDQ.com live recap of AEW Dynamite for Wednesday. That's right, back on Wednesday night, October 27th, 2021. We are on the road to the Full Gear pay-per-view coming up in Minneapolis at the Target Center. Let's go ahead and break down this Dynamite. Shout out to everybody watching this, whether it's live or on demand. Thank you for your continued support. And if you're a new viewer and you like the video, please consider giving it a like and please share the word. Spread this video link around to anybody you know on any social media account you can. That would be very much appreciated. All right, we started off Dynamite with CM Punk. Believe it or not, wrestling on Dynamite for the very first time. He's been doing Rampage, and he did do the All Out pay-per-view, of course. CM Punk one-on-one with Bobby Fish, and I believe it's their first ever match, even though they were both on the indie scene all those years ago. They never crossed paths until now. This show was in Boston, which was the, I believe, second location of Dynamite. Red hot crowd, as you would expect, as it usually is for Dynamite. They were really into this. CM Punk's birthday was yesterday. Today, Bobby Fish's birthday. So we had two birthday boys. We got dueling chants. Bobby Fish taking it slow, flexing his muscles. And he targeted the knee of CM Punk. Punk started to make his comeback, and on one leg did his trademark flying elbow, but could not make the cover. And Fish continued to work over Punk, countered Punk's first attempt at a GTS, but Punk did end up getting the win with the GTS. Pretty good match, but I'm still waiting for that big time CM Punk match. I know they're slow burning it. They're slowly building it up. But that's what I'm really wanting to see out of CM Punk. Good victory for him. Good match overall. Backstage, we had a promo from Malachi Black talking about his loss to Cody Rhodes on last week's show. Said that even though he did not win the match, he made the entire crowd hate Cody. And he ended his promo basically by saying the house always wins. We had MJF pick up a very quick squash match. I mean, it was like a minute long. One with the Heat Seeker, and started cutting his promo, calling Boston an absolute shithole. He started making fun of their accents, you know, the Boston accent. Talked about Darby Allen not being around, and since Darby's gone, MJF is moving on to bigger and better things. He wants the AEW World Championship. Nothing is going to stop his destiny. And Sting's music hit, but there was no Sting. It was a trick by MJF. Then we had some video play on the big screen. MJF was in a theater or a concert hall, and somebody dressed up like MJF, at least, and Darby Allen attacked him. And this was all a distraction because in the ring, Sting did in fact arrive, and he attacked MJF and the Pinnacle. And then MJF tried to get away, but in the crowd, we had a man, the Invisible Man, Halloween costume and all, but it turned out to, in fact, be Darby Allen. And Darby had his skateboard with thumbtacks on it. He used it on Wardlow, used it on Shawn Spears, and had two words for MJF: full gear. No surprise here. Figured we would have this match set up for the pay-per-view. Pretty standard stuff. We then had a TNT Championship match, Sammy Guevara versus Ethan Page, and you had everybody, Inner Circle, America's Top Team. They were barred from ringside. Sammy ran right into the ring, and he was a man on a mission. He went right after Page before the bell could even ring, threw Page over the timekeeper's table, and they got back in the ring. The match finally started. We got a shot of Tony Nese, who was on the show last week, and he was also part of the AEW Dark taping. So Tony Nese, All Elite. And Sammy was just on fire doing the springboard cutter, hitting the Spanish fly. He hit a really cool-looking shooting star press to the outside of the ring. Caleb, I am not going to be talking about Ring of Honor tonight, but maybe in a future video. Back to the match here. Paige was able to get the upper hand for a while, but he could not put away Sammy. He tried to go for the Avalanche Ego's Edge, but you had Sammy countering that with a Hurricane Rana, and then Sammy picked up the pinfall victory. And after the match, Scorpio Sky ran down. The Inner Circle made the save, and Jericho got on the mic and said that he's impressed with Scorpio. Scorpio beat him twice, but as far as Ethan goes, the only thing Ethan beats is himself in the hotel room. Scorpio said that that did not happen. Ethan did not beat himself because he was there. I see. Jericho said it's going to be a 5-on-5 match at Full Gear, and it will, in fact, be a street fight. And Jericho even had a little Halloween twist on his line that he says about Dan Lambert. Said Dan Lambert is a pumpkin-headed dipshit. Crowd loved this, of course, and they had Jericho and company just standing there in the ring so the crowd could do the whole Judas chorus. It's funny. They're all just standing there and waiting for the crowd to be able to do that, and of course they did very much. Moving on here, we had a Britt Baker promo. She will be facing Abaddon on a special Halloween Eve edition of Rampage in a no DQ match. We then had a backstage promo from Bryan Danielson and Eddie Kingston setting up their AEW World Title Contender Tournament match. And I guess Eddie Kingston feels that Bryan doesn't feel that he works hard enough. And he was really upset. Bryan said that's the Eddie Kingston he wants to face coming up. And the chat room is more interested in the Ring of Honor stuff than AEW at this point. And I'm just gonna say this. I mean, the Ring of Honor stuff is really unfortunate. It sucks what's going on, and considering how long Ring of Honor has been around, I don't know what's gonna happen with the future, but it's not looking good. So I feel bad for the wrestlers that will need to find other areas to wrestle, and you know, AEW's pretty full, WWE's pretty full. It might be tough for some of them. Yeah, it just sucks, and that's pretty much all I have to say at this time regarding that. Now let's get back to the Dynamite recap. The Lucha Brothers accepted the match with FTR at Full Gear. And by the way, for those of you asking what happened, check out NoDQ.com regarding what's going on with Ring of Honor. We had Serena Deeb. Basically, they're going on hiatus, and they're letting everybody go at the end of the year. So all the people in Ring of Honor are going to become free agents starting in the new year. And at least now, Ring of Honor is saying they're going to come back in the spring. They're gonna kind of do like NXT Ring of Honor 2.0 or something like that. Anyways, moving on here. We had Serena Deeb versus Hikaru Shida. And this was a rematch from a couple of weeks ago when Shida failed to get her 50th win in AEW. This was the rematch. This was also a TBS tournament match. This was a damn good match. To me, this was the match of the night. I mean, great match with the ladies here. And I feel like this was a way to show everybody, hey, we can actually do a women's tournament properly. I mean, this was better than any of the Queen's Crown matches by a long shot. And as Nick Glavin says, not even in the 9:30 time slot. They gave him a different time slot too. So yeah, I really enjoyed this match a lot. And Shida was on a roll, trying to put away Deeb, but could not do it. And then Deeb went after the knee of Shida and did a little tribute to Bret Hart with the figure four, using the ring post for leverage. She was even wearing pink and black like Bret Hart, so that was pretty cool. She got a half crab on and pulled Shida back in the center, turned it into an inverted figure four. Shida eventually got to the ropes. Crowd was chanting, "This is awesome." Shida grabbed the plaque and wanted to use it, but Shida stopped her. Deeb tried to cheat with a poke in the eyes and went for a roll-up, but Shida kicked out, and then Shida countered a pinfall attempt with her own. Finish looked really cool. I can't even describe it. It just looked really good. Shida picked up the win, officially getting her 50th victory in AEW, and Deeb got her heat back afterwards, went for a chop block right when the match was over, and used a chair repeatedly on Shida's knee. Shida is going to be facing, I believe, Nyla Rose in the next tournament match, but the whole idea is, will she be 100%? She put the Serenity Lock on for good measure. Referees ran down, so yeah, Shida is in rough shape for her next match. Really good stuff here from the two of them. I definitely recommend checking out this match. Walter Cruz with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Walter. I appreciate it. Says, "Hey, Aaron, Miss Dynamite just joined the review. Was Dynamite worth it? Hope you're doing well." Well, as I just said, the women's match was fantastic. And if you're going to watch anything from Dynamite, definitely check out the women's match. The CM Punk match was okay. I mean, wasn't great or anything. It was fine. You know, fine wrestling match. Backstage, we had Dante Martin and Lio Rush hyping up an upcoming singles match between Dante Martin and Matt Sydal. There was originally going to be a tag team match, but Mike Sydal is out of action, so they're doing a singles match. We had Jon Moxley versus 10. And all I can say is that this was an entertaining squash match. I mean, Moxley just came down, beat the shit out of 10, tore off 10's mask, bit him, and 10 was bleeding. And then Moxley won with the paradigm shift. 10 had literally like 10 seconds of offense, and then Moxley quickly beat him. This was a great squash match. And again, are we getting the start of a Jon Moxley heel turn? Because he's getting more and more vicious, and I'm loving it. I love that they just did a squash. Moxley just total vicious badass. Great stuff here. I thought this was a fantastic squash match, and just really building up Moxley big for the inevitable match with Bryan Danielson. I'm thinking as the final match, that's going to be a hot match. And we had a promo from FTR. They accepted the match against the Lucha Brothers for the pay-per-view. Joey Perez thinks he sees the heel turn after losing to Bryan in the finals. You might be onto something with that. And Joey Perez does think we will see a Moxley heel turn soon. We had Cody Rhodes come to the ring for a promo. And this was a great promo from Cody. I mean, he is one of the best on the mic. You know, going back to the beginning of the AEW Dynamite era, when he said he was ungoddamn deniable. You know, he's been cutting some amazing promos, and this was another one for the highlight reel. Said he hears the people. He's even heard old wrestling managers shouting at clouds, which is, of course, Jim Cornette. And he said that when he hit that Tiger Driver 98, he was thinking about hitting a different move, which we all thought he was going to do the pedigree. And that would have been symbolic in his mind of abusing his EVP power and taking the easy way out. And he said that is not in his nature to do things the easy way. He said that fans have the right to boo or cheer whoever they want, but he asks that they put themselves in his shoes. He's a guy with a wife that's too hot for him, a brother who's likely better in the ring than him, and he has a child, and unfortunately he doesn't feel that he can leave the cultural legacy that his father did on his own child, that Cody can do with his own child. And he summed it up, said he is not going to turn. This reminded me very much of those John Cena promos where, fans are wanting him to embrace the hate, and Cena's like, never give up, not doing it, sticking to his guns. Kind of what Cody's doing here feels very much like John Cena. And, it's working because you got the crowd reactions and everything. And Cody just does such a great job with this. He said he was apologizing to the people that thought he got too Hollywood. He apologized to Arn Anderson, said it's a damn honor to stand in the ring with him. Andrade then arrived and said, unlike Cody, he doesn't care about the people. He brought up all the stupid decisions that Cody made, including the stupid haircut, or not the haircut, the tattoo. Said the tattoo was stupid. Said another mistake Cody made was getting in his business. And said he's going to make Cody his little bitch. The lights went out. We had Malachi Black in the ring. He spit the mist in Cody. And then Andrade got in with the attack on Arn Anderson. But Pac ran down, made the save, flipped off the bad guys. And definitely feels like we're getting a tag match at some point. Mod W says, first time I understood an Andrade promo. And Marshall Leonard says Cody Rhodes is a tweener, I think. Well, Cody himself said a while back that he considers himself to be like a shade of gray, where he's going to be the good guy or the bad guy just depending on what the situation calls for. But yeah, this promo was awesome. Great stuff from Cody. I really liked it. And then we had our main event of the evening, which was quite odd, in my opinion. Very WWE-like, or maybe like Shakara. It was Halloween themed. You had the Dark Order versus the Elite. Everybody was wearing Halloween costumes. You had the Elite dressed up as the Ghostbusters, and Nakazawa was dressed up as the Bebe, giant Bebe. You had the Marshmallow Man out there. And then they were doing a lot of comedy, Dark Order all posing together. Cole Cabana doing his Dusty Rhodes impression. Then John Silver came in and got offense in on everybody, but eventually he was overwhelmed and things started breaking down. Everybody kicking each other, and then Matt Jackson accidentally kicked the referee. And with the referee down, the Elite all hit low blows on the Dark Order members. And then they grabbed their proton packs and started using them as weapons. They power bombed Colt on the packs, the proton packs. And then we had more people run down, including somebody in a horse costume. And the Elite thought maybe that was Adam Page, so they beat him up, took him out with a BTE trigger combo, and then took off the mask, but it was their boy, Brandon Cutler, who had his mouth taped shut so he could not scream for help. And then the Marshmallow Man got in the ring, took off his mask, and it turned out to, in fact, be Hangman Adam Page. And Page beat up everybody. John Silver got the pinfall victory. And we had a big celebration, drinking beer, having a good time. And it was a comedy match. It was fine for what it was, the Halloween show. No different than what WWE does when they have their little trick or street fights or whatever they do. Kind of weird though that they would do the comedy stuff in like the main event program. Usually when they do these type of comedy matches, it's kind of like, opening match stuff. But they did it in the main event segment. So it was a little odd. But, I definitely see like Adam Page with the Stone Cold vibes, outsmarting the bad guys. And I'm always a fan of that. Marshall Leonard says Adam Page is the modern Stone Cold, even with the beer drinking. Curtis Butler says Vince would even love it. Nick Lavin says at least AEW was funny. Well, there you go. So all in all, good show. I would even say a very good show from Dynamite this week. We'll see how it does. They're back on Wednesday, but they're also up against the World Series, so they might be down a little bit in the numbers, but they still put out a pretty good show. Started getting the full gear matches set up. So I'm going to give it a B+. Very good Dynamite. Definitely check out the women's match. Cody promo was excellent. Those are the two main things I would say you should go out of your way to watch. And the main event was pretty entertaining. So yeah, B+ for me. Let's see what you guys thought in the poll. Again, you guys really like Dynamite. 47% with an A, 40% with a B, C 6%, and a D 6%. And as usual, Dynamite's always pretty much A or B from everybody. Mohammed gives it a B. Jeremy gives it an A-. Israel Diaz with a B. Calvin Bowman and Lashon Davis give it an A+. And Curtis Butler says, funny to you, corny as F to me. Or corny AF to me. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will not be on the next couple of nights. No review this week. And no SmackDown recap. But I think Jeff Meacham might be going live on Friday. Not sure yet. So I'll let you guys know. I'm off for a couple of days. I will let you guys know what's up fairly soon. Stay tuned to my social media at Aaron Rift for the latest. And of course, NoDQ.com will be updated around the clock as usual. So stay tuned to NoDQ. I will see you guys soon for more videos. I will be back. Hopefully next week we're back with a normal schedule with everything. Raw, AEW, NoDQ review, SmackDown. Next week we should be getting back to a normal format. Take care, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your week. And I will see you all next time.